Yo, Hegassen here, and right, no messing around with this chapter, One Piece chapter 954, because we got a lot to talk about. This chapter was the highest reaches of hype, really good stuff. Even the cover page story this week built up some hype. The cover page story was, of course, Capone, and we saw Capone last time. He was heading off to try and find Thriller Bark, because he wants to find Lola for his wife. And where was the last place we saw Thriller Bark? That was in the Florian Triangle, so he's got a map and that's where he's going. He goes off to the Grand Line because obviously he was in the New World. Florian Triangle, that is in the first half of the Grand Line. So he has to get over the Red Line or under the Red Line. And he can't. Why can't he? Oh, because there's loads of Marines there. Why is there loads of Marines there? Oh, because the Reverie had just finished. So this has made Capone's story very, very interesting. Are we going to get some Reverie details in this cover story? I mean, I was already excited for the prospect of the Florian Triangle. Now we throw in the Reverie. Could we see Capone maybe run into a member of the Revolutionary Army? Maybe. Could we see him maybe run into Sai and Leo from the Grand Fleet? Inform them that Luffy went off to Wano? Definitely some interesting stuff could come out of this cover story. And also a few little questions as well, like, has it ever been stated how you get back from the New World under the Red Line and then back into the first half? I mean, I'm assuming that there's some kind of coating station around here, but I don't think it's ever been brought up. Also, I just realised the fact that, as we know, Thriller Bark isn't actually in the Florian Triangle anymore. It's moved. It went to Blackbeard's Island, which is in the New World. How on earth did Thriller Bark get under or over the Red Line? When is that going to be explained? I mean, it's not just a ship. It's an island, a massive giant island. They're going to coat that and it's going to go underneath? That's going to take a lot of coating. I think it's just one of them things that we just have to ignore, but I'd love to get a little answer for that one day. That's an SBS material question right there. But let's get into the actual chapter itself, and we start off where we left off last week with Zoro learning about the fact that there's a new sword for him to potentially get called Enma, and it used to be Odin's sword, and Hiyori is saying you can have this sword, Enma, the sword that can slay demons. And, you know, get rid of Roma's sword, leave it here to rest in Wano because, you know, it means a lot to Wano. So we'd much rather you have Odin's sword than Roma's sword. Zoro at first was like, no way. But then now he's kind of warmed up to it. And we kind of get confirmation here that he's going to take Enma because, you know, he's getting a replacement. As long as at the end of this arc, he gets to go and see Roma's grave. I'm assuming it's going to be at the end of this arc because we see that there's a little bit of a time jump here and we don't see him go see Roma's grave. I'll be very disappointed if we see him visit Roma's grave off screen because he's no longer in Ringo and Roma's grave is in Ringo. But potentially he might not just get Enma, because we also find out here that Odin used to have two swords. One of them was Enma, which was given to Hiyori, and the other one was given to Momonosuke, and that was called Ame no Habakiri, and that is known as the Snake Slayer. Now, why that one is very interesting is the fact that we have a snake in Wano, or a snake-ish kind of guy, and that is Orochi. And I'm wondering now, is Zoro going to get both of these swords? Because I still believe that the one who's going to take down Orochi is going to be Zoro, because of the fact that Zoro is making a lot of connections with characters that have business with Orochi, or at least conflict with Orochi, and it's very much looking like Zoro is going to be the one to take down Orochi. So I am wondering if Zoro is going to get both of these swords. That would be pretty cool, or at least on a temporary basis. He's definitely not going to get rid of the Wado Ichimoji, but you could potentially get rid of the other one and at least have these two Odin swords for a short amount of time. One to take down Orochi and the other to help, not fully take down, but help maybe take down Kaido, a demon slayer and a snake slayer. One that has already scarred Kaido in the past. So some interesting stuff there. But like I said, there's a little bit of a time jump. In fact, we jump like 2 days in this chapter. And we see Zoro. He's in a different area. He is in Amigasa village with a load of other characters. And it doesn't look like he's got Enma there. And there hasn't been any stuff with Roma and him going to see Roma's grave. So I'm pretty sure that's going to happen a little bit later on. But there was something very interesting I only just recently noticed. When we go to this new shot, we have like a alliance briefing. We've got Kinemon there. We've got Raizo there from Udon. We have Tangoyama, who's obviously in Amigasa village. We also have Zoro there. We also have Kawamatsu. So everybody's coming together. Apart from Frankie and Usopp, who are shipbuilding, and Luffy, who is still training in Udon. But everyone's coming together. Except for, where on earth is Hiyori? I just noticed that now. Karamatsu, Zoro, no Hiyori. Even Momonosuke's there, so I don't know where Hiyori's gone. I'm assuming maybe she still wants to be in hiding a little bit. Maybe she's gone off with Onimaru, maybe she's gone to look for Kyushiro. I don't know, something must have happened there, but she's not in this panel, and I'm assuming that she's not just going to be off-screen in that little scene. I mean, it kind of suck if we had Momonosuke meet her off-screen, so I'm guessing that she's probably in hiding somewhere. Whew, lots to talk about. Next, during that little time skip, Law escaped. Yep, Law has escaped, and we see him standing there over the cut-up body of Hawkins? What? Did Law just kill Hawkins? He's definitely shambles him. He's like shambles all over the floor. His hands are cut off. His torso's in two. What on earth happened here? I mean, it ends in a bit of a way where it's like, whoa, hang on. Did Law just kill Hawkins? I mean, there's a cut and a cut away. We don't see what happened. I mean, it's kind of that implied thing. I'm getting Virgo vibes. I don't think he would have killed off Hawkins that easily. I mean, I would have liked to have seen his powers a lot more on screen. But yeah, big interesting turn of events. Somebody helped Law escape. We don't see who it is. We just see a silhouette. I think it's obviously got to be X-Drake, right? I mean, he was acting suspicious. X-Drake help him out? I mean, I don't know why Oda's keeping it a secret. It could be a completely different random character. For all we know, it could be like Fuku Raikuju or someone. Who knows? But again, interesting stuff, hype building stuff, all this chapter. And during the dialogue, there's some little bits of hype as well. We have hints, or at least mild confirmations, of the fact that looks like Law is going to go against his alliance with Luffy and be acting with this other mystery person who is probably X-Drake. And we also find out that Apoo was working for Kaido all along and sold out Kid and Hawkins. Oh, and Killer as well, I guess. Sold them all out. So finally, some Apoo confirmation. Maybe Rip Hawkins? I mean, I hope not. We still haven't seen Fost. I want to see Fost. Do you want to see Fost? If you do, give this video a little like. So we mentioned Apoo. Let's talk about Apoo because we see him in this chapter. We don't just get the mention. We see him here and he has arrived back in Wano. And we see him talking to Kaido. They seem to be on a pretty good relationship. I'd like to know when he started working for Kaido. How long ago was it? Was it shortly after Shaba Ondi? Was it even before Shaba Ondi? Not sure, but they definitely seem to have, you know, a pretty comfortable relationship. They're kind of talking like pretty chilled, like good old friends, talking about the upcoming party that's coming on. But Apoo is not the only character that we see here, because we also see some giant silhouette monsters called the Numbers. No idea who these are. These characters are a total surprise. Even Queen doesn't like these characters, so you know that these characters are going to be a big deal. But again, we have no idea what they are. All we know is that they are giant monsters and that Queen doesn't like them. Again, speculation, hype. What could these be? They like the size of giants. Are they giants? Are they some kind of new demon race? You know, like maybe related to like King's race? Are they zone users? You know, probably zone users. They look like monsters. If so, what mythical zones? We're talking ancient zones. But you look at their forms. They're like at least hybrid form because they've got kind of humanoid-like figures with the monster bits. So maybe awakened ancient zones. That'll be pretty crazy. We know how powerful ancient zones are. We know how powerful awakened zones are. Imagine an awakened ancient zone or mythical zone. So yes, keep an eye on these characters. During all of this, we get a little map of Wano and we get confirmation kind of as to how Wano is structured. It is actually on top of a mountain, and the reason why there was waterfalls is kind of the shape of the mountain. It's like a mountain with 3 peaks. So you've got the main peak that goes up, that is above the water. Then there's like 2 little oceans and then 2 more little peaks that don't quite go high enough, which means the waterfall is over, and that's why you got this waterfall that the carps have to go up. There is another way of getting up, and that is a lift that you can kind of get underground. So you go under the island and it goes up into the middle of Wano. So they're the only 2 ways of getting into Wano. The carp way, Kinemon said, is like the hardest way. It's hit or miss, but the other way is controlled by Kaido. So there's no way anybody else is getting in or out without taking down Kaido. So that was pretty interesting. Good to finally get a nice map of Wano and what Wano looks like and why there was all this waterfall and why it's so hard to get into. So that was good stuff. And that was pretty much it. Oh, apart from the fact that Big Mom and Kaido, the two Yonko, they formed an alliance. Yeah, so that was pretty much it for this chapter. What? Big Mom and Kaido have formed an alliance. Two Yonko. This isn't just game changing for Wano. You know, this hasn't just tipped the balance of power there. Kinemon has only just kind of got his forces up. Now we have Big Mom and Kaido teaming up. This has also changed the power balance of the entire new world. Two Yonko teaming up. If the rest of the world finds out, you know, all eyes are going to be on Wano. And again, you know, they have pointed out the fact that there's only one port getting into Wano. So are we going to see other characters start turning up, fighting for that port, going up that waterfall? Grand Fleet have been mentioned. Very, very exciting stuff. Seeing Big Mom's crew and the Beast Pirates together. How long is this alliance going to last? I'm not sure. We can definitely now get the Big Mom's crew that is at the bottom of the waterfall. They can now at least come up this lift, and we can now actually get an actual maybe Straw Hat fight versus Smoothie. That'll be good. Could Big Mom even call in reinforcements? Hey, Katakuri! But yeah, who knows? Can you imagine the panels that we're going to get in the future? You know, Kaido, Big Mom standing there over Luffy looking tiny. Why not? Dragon form Kaido with Big Mom sitting on top with Napoleon out. Luffy sitting on Momonosuke. I mean, can you imagine that? What is going to happen in the final acts of Wano? We're not even finished Act 2. I thought Act 2 was going to finish here. Hasn't finished here. So much to talk about in this chapter. This has been a long review. My ranking for this, easy. Don't even need to think about it. Gold tier plus. It is limited edition. Best of the best chapter. People are going to be talking about this chapter for a long, long time. I've got lots of questions. You know, what on earth are those monsters? What are the numbers? What's going to happen at the end of this Wano arc? How on earth is Luffy going to take down both Big Mom and Kaido? We didn't even think he could take down Kaido. Now he's got to take on two Yonkos. Is Zoro going to get both swords? Where has Hiyori gone? So many questions. What route, now that I'm playing Fire Emblem, Three Houses, Black Eagles, should I go? Should I go Church route? Should I go the Edelgard route? So many questions! Hey, so thanks for watching. What did you think? Let me know about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my video, maybe give it a like. And if you really liked it, why not subscribe? You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Twitch. Oh, and here's a related video you might enjoy, and something more fresh. I've been Hegassen, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!